In a room full of glitter, yarn and glue, there's a wild little whirlwind tearing right through. She's got half-knit scarves and decoupled dreams, a hot glue gun and impossible schemes.
Fabrics flying, buttons ring from the sky. She says I'll finish it later, but we both know that's a lie. She's not here for your order, your schedule, your flow. She's a snarky little scribe that we all call Mo. I glow, leaving chaos wherever she goes. She's the queen of to be finished, but her magic's never diminished, 'cause Mo's gonna craft till the moon's hanging low. Yeah, sassy and snarky and slightly.
Hey, you guys. So hopefully the microphone is working. I see little green lights going by. So, I am speaking into the void, but today's craft project, Snarks and Craft project, and I will be very upfront that trying to craft, speak, and follow comments is not something I'm used to. Awesome. Okay, I'm glad you can hear me. I am using my noise canceling headphones, which means I am also hearing me, which is disconcerting a bit. But so first things first, definitely spent most of the morning crafting this spectacular bum. I have been inspired by Rosalind Duke, but if you're wondering what this little white patch here is on the crafting table cover, it is because I was crafting a snarky, I don't know, I fell in love with Rosalind Duke's sort of Machado in a onesie. So I have been crafting. Look, I have spent more time on this woman's derriere than I feel comfortable explaining right now. Mr. Mo just kind of walked in and turned back around. But I think, look, it is fascinating. I'm an artist. I think I got the shelf right and everything. Oh, but that's not what we're working on today. Now, I figured we would make a Canton bow for our bows of our discontent. And I have figured out a lot of things on my Snarks and Craft journey already. Now, first, warning, if you are planning on engaging in any Snarks and Craft, this glue is very good. Very, very good. But you need to use it ventilated. If you are like me and you get really into your Snarks and Crafts and you don't realize that 6 to 12 hours have gone by, you should not be in a non-ventilated room. Now, this also takes time to dry, and if you have the patience of a gadfly, as I do, this is what you're going to want to invest in. Now, I have been playing all morning. I will show you what I've been playing and doing, because part of crafting is definitely sharing with you guys, and then part of it is just letting myself be a chaos gremlin with glue. But this is UV resin, and it comes with its own rechargeable light, but it does bond instantly. And when you have little pieces, it definitely has been a lifesaver. So I will go back and add all of these little doodads and where I found them and how to purchase them and all of that. This is my new kind of thing, so I've seen other crafty people do this. But I was able to find, like, part of this is me just justifying the fact that I spend ungodly amounts to make fun of people through fashion. Thank you so much, Mr. Mo. Yeah, Mr. Mo was trying to hand me food, and then I was just going to lean it on whatever, and he's like, no. Mr. Mo understands I have many talents. Logic, not always one of them when I'm in chaos mode. But I did manage to get a 4-pack of bags. I have, well, I did look for peen beads, but they were kind of, you can call someone a mushroom much easier. I have so many rubber duckies. Now, the only thing I was upset about is I could not find a chicken parm, like just specific bead. We have glasses. We have booze. So we have more garbage bags. I am going to show you how to make your own little springs out of wire. Mr. Mo was like, "Why are you getting all of these things?" And I was like, "They all make sense in my head." To which he says, "Dear Lord, you need like a benefactor." We have water. Now, the only thing I forgot, and I could kick myself, was snowflakes. But we will have to settle for little shiny bubbles. Uh, and all of these are beta models, which gives me a chance to improve on them. But we do have donuts, we have coffee, uh, we do have ponds, because that's what Canton believes that its voters are. So, um, now, quick warning, probably do not wear this in the city of Canton. It might be seen as witness intimidation. But my general thoughts were to line up some water. Now, this is how the fun thing about Snarks and Crafts is that you get to do whatever the hell it is you feel you want to do. It's kind of therapeutic. You're in charge of everything. You're the master. No one can ask or pretend they're your supervisor, which I find incredible. Um, and everything is according to whatever you feel looks good, which I find to be incredible. I mean, yes, most normal people would not spend hours upon hours of a Sunday working to, well, capture a derriere in the right way. I want some movement in kind of the water where the duck's going to be. So I'm kind of gluing it down with that intention. I love that I'm speaking like I know what I'm doing. I do not. I am what you call a chaos gremlin in crafting land. Uh, so while I have a general idea, I do not ever go in kind of knowing what I'm doing. Um, so if you were expecting like a crafting experience where I'm going to tell you exactly how this works and come out with an awesome product that I actually know what I'm doing, that is not this channel. That is someone else's channel, and God bless them. We need people that are type A crafters so that type A people can feel seen. They are not me, which is I love that I always put the cap on like I'm not going to use the glue again. Mr. Mo is out doing laundry, like real people, adult stuff while I do Snarks and Crafts. Gotta love it. Now, I believe these are eyelash tweezers. Now, being as how putting glue right near my eye never seemed like a good idea given my personal history, uh, I simply just never used them for the intended purpose. Because again, glue near my eyeballs just seems like, I already have the dumb enough things I have to tell the doctor I hurt myself from. I figured allowing glue right near my damn eyeball, voluntarily for like ego reasons was, would be a terrible thing to have to explain to a doctor. I've already got to explain why a deer, decided to take vengeance upon my family, uh, even though I've never actually hunted. So, yes, if you're new here, my CRPS chronic pain journey started with a deer startling me and me falling off a hill. Now, I wish that I could say that there was a long deer vendetta. We had, been eyeing each other for years and, it had been a blood feud of epic proportions. But no, no, this deer just happened to startle me and I was in my own little world. Now, if you're worried about all of this kind of buildup here, and, I do plan on doing kind of a bigger centerpiece with one of the larger rubber ducks. Uh, so it will all be covered. And again, it's kind of a do it as you go, feel how you feel kind of thing. Like I said, I never go in with an intention of anything basically when I'm making these. Now, I do have to share with you, I have been working all morning. It's called I Am Here for the Drama. She is a barrette. She is here for the internet drama. I popcorn and I'll show you guys how to make the little squirrely bits, little spring bits. But basically, to suffice it to say, I have had a fun day just just, figuring out how to use the resin glue and kind of, just going through and doing things. So that's kind of what I've been up to, this morning when I was trying to figure out how to set everything up because I am look, new technology and me are about as ill-acquainted and ill-equipped as, uh, the father in Footloose and Dancing. Look, me and John Lithgow, we understand the horror and, craziness that can come with this new technology, and we're just trying to keep our daughter safe. I mean, or whatever. I'm just really, really bad at computers, you know? But any sort of justification I can put out there. And as I said, I am very new to this. I am probably doing so many contraindications when it comes to whatever craftstorian, speaking you're supposed to do. So, like I said, this is not the place if you're wanting an exact, this is how you absolutely should and can do this. I mean, basically, all I'm going for here is trying to achieve the look of real water and some movement. Uh, and just layering until I feel like not layering. Um, so that's kind of I do wanna set expectations incredibly low, as far as me knowing exactly what I'm doing here. I just have fun with it. Look, you guys, so much of our life, especially if you're on my other stream, is following, like, the most god awful, ridiculous, horrifying, soul-crushing cases, and I don't need to be told how to do whatever it is I'm doing to get away from that. If I want to do this while listening to Anthony Hopkins, waltz, I can do that. If I wanna watch this and try to make sense of Candace Owens and well, just that is an epic, feat in and of itself, right now. Y'all, bless her heart, I tried to watch that and, my brain noped out. It was like, "Nope, cannot deal with this level of whateverness right now. We'll give it a chance some other day." It's basically how that went down. So I don't have any hot takes on that because I figure I'll wait until I can actually absorb it myself than, getting everyone's hot takes, though it is interesting to realize that, just how much we see the world in different movies. We are definitely not watching the same movies, all of us. And that's even the case, I will say that of all the cases, the Karen Reed case was probably the one that I never expected to be still ongoing. Um, it it seemed like a stitch up from the beginning, and I can't believe that all the madness is still ongoing with that, um, which is partly why I decided to make the bow, because things that don't make sense to me should make sense somewhere, so I say craft. Now I did get the rickrack, that's what I'm using and the correct name for, this, particular kind of cloth ribbon, and I did get that at Joann or not Joann's is out of business, Hobby Lobby. So I will say they were about $2 each. Now, the good thing about Hobby Lobby, or good thing or bad thing, depending, Mr. Mo would say it's a bad thing. I, girl craft math, so I say it's a great thing. But they do, genuinely have some good sales sometimes. So if they'll have like fabric, crafts on sale or different doodads on sale, at different times. So I do always stock up when there is, like crafting supplies that I want that are on sale. Now, I only picked up blue this time because I only had in mind the Canton bow and a couple other blue kind of coated things. And there is a reality factor in how much space I have for every single thing. So I do try to, imagine what would Mr. Mo say and or do. sometimes when I'm in the craft, aisle. Now, does that mean that I often do I always do what Mr. Mo would do? Depends on the sale. Mr. Mo is sitting right next to me looking, well, he's like, "At least you're honest." Okay, I kinda like it there. Like I said, you can Liberace the ever living hell out of this. This is called Snarks and Crafts. You do what you want. Now, you're probably I did not buy these little things, I did buy wire, and you can make your own little springs, which I did not know, but look at this. So you just take, you can use a pen. I'm wanting a smaller spring. I like the springs. Now you don't have to add these to anything, but I just love springs. So I do have a couple pre-made, but I did want to show you. I mean, I look, I'm not a genius. Obviously, you probably would want them more uniform. I'm not really bothered, but that's how I've been making those little spring things, especially with like the popcorn. I feel like you just need springs on popcorn, like not gonna lie. Uh, you know, You probably don't need springs on popcorn, but I feel very much feel very religiously that they do. So over here, I was gonna kinda put my plan is to kind of show you how to make the garbage bag, but or the evidence bag, and we're gonna put it to one side. But this side, we definitely, I think, are going to use one of the ducks and some of the bubbles. So I don't think I'm gonna use a huge duck. Now, I do have plans for not only the, police officer duck, which I find hysterical given the connotations, and the devil duck, again, hysterical given the connotations. But not only do we have that, our duck is going to be imbibing. It's Canton. We cannot have a sober duck. I do think that there might be a statutory limit to driving sober, just given how people testified. Oh, he looks like a happy little pumpkin duck. I don't wanna use him. He's happy. Ah, here we go. See, this is this is the everyday ducky we need to use. Like, you're floating along, you're in Canton, you think you're just there for, like, the scenery, like, you're having a good day. Let's see here, where are we gonna put this? Also, what would a duck drink? I don't know, I have a feeling he's a grape guy for some reason. And we have to have a glass, the and of course, in maximalist, then we're gonna add, bubbles because you know, he's having a party. I think I want that hanging out up here. Gonna have to have his glass next to him. Now, this is where the resin glue comes really in handy because, as you see, to have to hold your hand for, like, 4 minutes as the other glue kinda cured, was a pain in the Liberace behind. And then to be able to do this and have it kind of come together right away is nice. So, I think it was $10 on Amazon. I'm sorry, I am not reading chat. I did confess at the start that I wouldn't be, uh can I if you ask my husband, yes, yes, they were all on sale. So I do need a, like, compatriot or someone to, do chat for me. I am working on this. This is my first live stream on this channel. So, uh, give me a couple uh, let I will wait for tribute volunteers, and for some reason, I just feel like he needs a couple little here. Let me see here. We're gonna think about this. Mhm. 'Cause I kinda want ooh, to the side. I like everything wibbly wobbly, and that does help when you have, the resin glue. It does help you kinda put things at a wibbly wonky, willy wonk ooh, no, that gives me an idea. Okay. I love that I Welcome to Mo Has Ideas, crafty. For the love of Cheetos, Mo, stop putting the cap on. I love that you're too type A to function, but I'm in chaos demon mode right now, and it's not the two personalities are not meshing. All right. Now, the fun thing about now, I'm guessing there's safety things about why you should use wire clippers and all that jazz, and I'm sure Mr. Mo will tell me as to why I've broken all rules of safetyology, later, but I've just been using scissors to cut the wire. All right, you son of a butt monkey, I will win. Aha, and down you go. Oh, guess I'm gonna have to reglue you. Should have thought this through. But do like the movement I'm getting here, so more glue for you. Doo, 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 doo. Sound effects do help, I'm not gonna lie. I have found that side effects are always helpful, uh, no matter where you are in life. Oh, it dulls the scissors. Well, these are not my craft, fabric scissors, so we are okay, but woe betide the child that thought that they could do that with my craft scissors. Yes, I do have double standards. Yes, I am a hypocrite. Welcome to my world. It's called being human. Alrighty. Think I'm gonna stick that cheer. I don't know. I just like the number 3, so I will be adding 3 beads. I don't know. I have also heard that there's something pleasing about, 3 as a concept for your eye. I do not know if there's any truth to that. I'm 100%, crafting chaos self-taught. I know you're shocked. You're like, "Wait a minute, there's not a school in which I can learn, the art of chaos and shenanigans that Mo represents?" And the sad answer is no. The Louvre has not started the chaos crafting, renaissance that I feel, is needed in this world. And then, of course, if you are me, then you go full insano and add more and more because if one is good, 27,000 is better. And it just adds a lot of fun movement. I am going to be honest with you. If I look up and I see this as I'm covering the god awful Clancy case, and it takes my mind away from whatever god awfulness Broomhilda and Janet Reno are doing. No offense, I kinda liked Janet Reno. She was a stern woman. I mean, she terrified me. Sure, she terrified all the terrorists. But whenever I get too incredibly pissed off with them, then I can just look up and see my fun little bow, and I'm okay again. I mean, look, I'm not saying that it will work for everyone, but for me, this is how I get through these not so great trials. And if there's, calling out to be done. Now, I am going to reinforce this, even though I like the movement, I do worry about it, banging back and forth and not being structurally sound. So I am going to be gluing down the bead on the top of this, just, because as much as I like the fun movement, it would sort of distract me when I'm doing stuff on stream, especially if it flops or it becomes detached. Now I do kind of want to hide all of this basic amalgamation of crap here. I mean, that's a technical term. Amalgamation of crap. I think he needs little friends. He had little friends. They're all going on a party. Ooh, and they're glitter. So I did get a bunch of rubber duckies kind of because I knew I was going to be doing this particular Canton kind of themed uh bow. So and then, of course, because I am me, I had to separate them into, like, party ducks and professional ducks and uh, ducks of plenty. No, I'm just kidding. Just have that. And like I said, you guys, this is this is Snarks and Crafts. So, however you want to put things, whatever you have available, whatever you see in your head. And if you make a mistake, go with it. Just wabi sabi it. How do I want to? I've got a lot of things on that angle. Maybe I need to tuck it. Yeah, I like it. Very good. Uh, Welcome to Mo talks to herself and vaguely remembers that she's streaming to chat. Hi, you guys. Sorry for the now I am getting used to this new camera, so I am really impressed with it, but I do realize that it does have a zoom feature that I just have yet to fully appreciate and realize as being fully functional. So I do hope to get more kind of shots that are a little bit closer up. So if anything is unclear, as much as I say do what you want, I when people are explaining something and I do want to get a better look at it, it is kind of sucky when it's not able to be as zoomed in as you would like. Yeah, I think we'll go here. Hide some of the randomness over here. Do. And like I said, I there might be better UV, glues on, but I have been impressed with this. It was about $10 and you get 60 grams. So like I said, I'm new to the whole arts and crafts glue game, so I don't know comparably if that's, good, bad, or indifferent. Oh, yes. Now. Hmm. And it kinda does help to look at it at different angles. So, for me, when I first started, making bows, I didn't remember that they would be basically like this, perpendicular on my head, so I didn't, think about how viewing did I want, straight on, that kind of thing. I did end up putting a lot of things to the side, and I didn't realize, oh my goodness, it looks like a lot of things are on their side. So that is something that I did not take into account when I was first crafting, and something that I think you can see a little bit of growth if one was looking for growth in the Snarks and Craft realm. Uh, that would be probably one of the things I would say, uh, pick up your craft. I think I'm just gonna have him floating on his own little soap bubbles. He's a little glittery, had a little bit actually, no, where do I have a pink glitter or gold glitter? I feel like gold would be better. I mean, the pink is good, but I have a feeling I'm gonna use her elsewhere. Yes, we'll just go with this one. Just up here since we're a bit empty, and they'll have their own little soap bubble, so why don't I construct that before I put it on like a giblet. So, you guys have probably seen this particular set. I was wearing them on Friday night. Yes, I've had way too much fun with this. I have missed crafting. Uh, so these are supposed to look like soap bubbles, and I'll kind of show you how I constructed these. Um, these were not bad for a first try, and I do still love them. I think they're fun and cute, and they make fun of the Commonwealth in a cute way. But we can do better. We have we have the technology now. Love that I'm approaching this in such a very very tactical way. Snark must be not only performed but tactical. And this is also why I have a crafting piece of fabric on. If you suffer from what we like to call the chaos crafting gene, then you may or may not be the cleanest crafter. You may, in fact, be one of the world's most chaotic people, and you should protect your surfaces. If you are at least at the point where you can be honest about your chaotic crafting nature, then I encourage you to protect your surfaces. Now, I have had a thought, um, as I often do, which will make sense in about 2 seconds, possibly. I like I s What the heck? Hello? Okay, I think I'm back. At least I'm hearing me, but ooh, that's a good idea. It's getting so heavy, it's falling over. Thank you, dear. Mr. Mo doing laundry. Me not doing laundry. But now I will need to be in charge of folding some things, which, ugh, but basically just involves putting things away. All right, so I have learned that with flat things, I do try to put more of the surface of the wire, if you guys can see here, to try to get more surface area where more glue will hold it on, because it is going to be kind of moving around and doing that thing. So I do tend to overglue if I'm going to be putting on a spring, at least since this morning. I don't want to say like, oh, I have been doing this all my life and this is what I've learned, but since this morning. Now, I will say that you wanna be careful after you've glued things if you wanna manipulate how, the duck is gonna kind of spring or spring from said bubble thing. You wanna do that, with the wire only and not so much, any parts that you've glued just because it will be, incredibly fragile. I mean, I haven't, had a problem with this glue sticking, but be mindful of the fact that, this is not industrial grade cement. And then what I think I'm going to do to tie everything together, because I am me, and why not if you're not going to? If you're going to, maximalize. Yes, and yes. Like I said, welcome to basically an hour of me just talking to myself and you guys along for the ride. And the only rule in Moe's crafting world is that there is never too much. Liberace, the ever living hell out of everything. Uh, you know, if you ever get the point where you say, "Oh, is that too much?" No, you're probably just about there, and only one or two more additions will make it awesome. At least that's how I like to think. But I didn't graduate from the art institute or nothing. Now, again, I just like the movement that I get from all of this. You do not have to follow anything I am doing. You can follow everything I'm doing. I am just having fun. And I think that's something that we get too caught up in all the serious, and not that the world isn't supposed to be serious at times. There are things worth fighting for, but There are also things that confuse the ever living Schnell out of my mind, like why is Karen Reed still a thing? And I do think that there's a fun part of crafting that's all about problem solving and figuring out how things work in a creative way. So Snarks and Crafts might not be your thing. You might be more of just a craft person. That is cool. You do not have to make bows based on, true crime, although the opportunity is there. Why wouldn't you take it? Uh, would be my go, would be my take. But um, I do hope that, whatever you're doing craft wise today or in your life, you are having fun with it because life is definitely hard and ridiculous all on its own. We don't need to help it along most of the time with being so serious and taking joy out of everything. Um, you'd be amazed at what just having kind of an odd, funky sense of humor can achieve. There, I like it. I'm gonna have to think about it though, because there are some. Ooh, okay, there we go. That's what it needed. I love it when a plan comes together. Not sure that the A team was actually talking about crafting, but you know, one can always hope. And then we'll get his little friend here, and then we'll start working on the other side. Yep, it's just a party in Canton. Kind of imagine this is what the house looked like. No offense to the defendants. Look, I don't know you from Adam, although I did make fun of Jen McCabe a whole hell of a lot. Um, but that's neither here nor there. Look, she looks terrifying. And I don't mean that in a mean way. She just looks like baseline aggressive, like the type of woman that I would see coming and just turn around because there is something that even their baseline friendlies comes off as aggressive to me. And thank you guys so much for joining. We will be working on the bugs and the kinks of all of the, how I'm Mike and looking at comments and things like that. I do have some ideas about where to put my computer so I can see it a little better. Now, on this side, this would be our police response side, and we do have a paper bag. Now, this one was a bit messed up, uh, and this is kind of my general idea for over on this side. I did go ahead and make this before, but I did want to show you guys how to make the little um, squirrely bits, screws, or no, spins. No, springs. Word, Marissa. It's a welcome to self-talk. Now, we do have this gray duck though, and I realized after I'd put everything together, oh, for the love of Cheetos. Well, and let it be known I do have a torso. Gotta love technology. What is going on here? Like I said, it's the inaugural stream for actual reasons. Where are we going here? You are watching me? No, not that way. Trying to talk and coordinate with technology. This is going no, not that oh god, this is gonna oh dear. Well, welcome to Mode Fight with Technology. It's been a battle already. Oh, for the love of Cheetos. Uh, life comes at you fast, and then you try to pretend that you know technology. So back to what I was saying. So my goal on this side is to incorporate the garbage bag of evidence gathering, um, the indication that everyone is a pawn, and maybe some of the chicken parm, although this is just a chicken, didn't have a parm. I know that donuts, factor heavily into the lore. Um, so we have a lot of things. We've got more glasses, more booze, although I don't know if this is actual booze or fake booze. So I think he is going to go right here, or she. I- Look, I don't want to assume it's gender. Oh, good lord. Um, yes, my mind does tend to wander as I am crafting and apropos of nothing. Now, these bags came in a 4-pack, and for deep Cantonite lorist, I do not remember if they were Safeway or Amex. And I did not get red Solo cups yet. Now, uh, this is going to be one in a series. I do look, I don't know Turtle Boy from Adam, so uh, if he would want to, I can ship him out, and I mean this, how do I put this? I don't mean this in a way to insert myself into anything or cause drama or boost up my name, but, um, he's been fighting a good fight against a lot of corruption, and I don't have to agree with everything he's done as a person to want to help in his fight. So if he would like to, um, have one of the bows to auction off for whatever he needs legal wise, and he doesn't have to. We have seen evidence of people trying to insert themselves through donations, and that is not my intent here, is all I'm trying to get across. So I do want to use this duck who seems to be asleep, but he is a police officer. Uh, so I will be adding him on a spring. So getting that. Now, it would help if you had like 3 hands. I am not gonna lie. I have seen other crafty people who are like doing this and this is the stuff that you use for your nails. And women are like doing their own nails and crafting their own hands basically on. Now I will probably never be one for that. No, don't follow me, you stinky butthole. Why do you keep going to gesture? I have you on no gesture. Do not follow me. It's how J7's house got, noticed. Would you stop? Oh, God, I love this thing. No, you are in manual. Thank you. Now stop being an ass. Welcome to Mo Viciously Talks to Technology. So I tend to have a spring long enough to put all the way in the bottom. Like I said, I've only started doing this particular thing since yesterday. So I am sure there is a more practical and or professional way that one is supposed to officially do this. Um, Now I do the any way that you can and pray method. Not sure that is the most professional, but that is the one that I use. Now, I do go back after I make the first initial glue, and I will add more support glue, if that makes any sense. Uh, so if you can see, for the love of Cheetos, know directions and how to work with a mirror. These are tests of all skills I do not have. So I will go and make another connection of glue on the opposite side and cure that just to make sure that I have a pretty good connection. I know I tend to be over dramatic when I'm watching a case, especially with this particular Commonwealth. I seem to be unable to fully monitor my reaction. And let's see now, so kind of like this particular bag, I do end up doing three things most of the time. So I was thinking of one of the glasses. Now, I did not buy the specific booze. I bought like the $13 just random amalgamation of foodstuffs and figured I could make something work. But I don't think this reads as a whatever the hell kind of glass he was supposed to have at that point. I think this reads more as a booze glass, but I know it's wine. So I love that I'm having an existential crisis over stemware in a joke arts and crafts, you know, uh, sort of thing. Wonder, that would be funnier. Okay, so I am going to be using the wine glass, but I will be putting it at an angle. Now, since it is going to be upside down, I will be basically filling this thing with glue and then curing it for longer, just to give it some support, even though I really don't know if architecture is needed here. But when working with glue and springs, I feel like you should give at least some thought to physics. I mean, not a lot. I mean, you're working with glue and crafts. We're not trying to hurt ourselves or be mean, but some structural integrity thought should be put into this. Learn the hard way. Oh, I just love it. I am, like I said, I haven't felt this happy. Not, I haven't been clinically depressed or anything, but I have missed feeling this excited about something craft wise. Sometimes, and my brain very much needs some way to process all of the stupid in the world. And I have missed feeling this kind of happy, fun shenanigans feeling. Obviously, needed more glue. Like I said, thought should be given to structure. I just don't generally. And not that I've been, struggling or suffering or anything, but it's been a while since I've had something that kind of sparked my interest. And cross stitch is always going to be there, diamond painting, but it's nice to have something that is just, sparking my funny bone and creativity. And it doesn't have to make sense to anyone else, but it's definitely been a fun thing for me. So we will still have, cross stitch. I will be working on using the um, new camera. I was like, what's the word that I'm for the thing that's, you know, taking the picture right now? So we will be doing more of the arts and crafts because that's the other thing is I definitely um, have been very emotionally exhausted at the end of this every day of this trial. And I haven't really wanted to craft. So just, the act of wanting to craft and wanting to get back into this has been kind of amazing. So thank you guys for being on uh, the fun craftyology journey with me because, um, I do appreciate you guys hanging out for the fun stuff and the not so fun stuff. Hydration is important. And then, for tongue in cheek for this one, we are definitely adding a purple mushroom. Um, I want to be delicate, but I also don't want to basically sugarcoat a crappy situation. I am sure that there are some good responders in Canton and Massachusetts, but between the Karen Reed case, the Sandra Birchmore case, and are there more? And now the Lindsay Clancy case. Look, you guys aren't looking the greatest is all I got to say. So, a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek mushroom. Look, in arts and crafts, we never go subtle. I besides, I didn't have budget approval to get an eggplant and, the mushroom, but I have 2 craft boxes I need to fill. I mean, Mr. Mo says I don't need to fill them, but I feel like it's a challenge now. I'm just kidding, Mr. Mo. Mr. Mo is looking at me like, "No, it was not a challenge, it was to keep your chaos in order." And I was like, "Oh, sweet summer child, you know that's not going to happen." Yeah, besides, it's arts and crafts. You're supposed to be able to see from a bajillion miles away just incredibly how incredibly awful these people are. But again, if you are going to make a Canton-based craft project, that is wearable fashion art, I would not wear it in the city of Canton. You might actually get arrested for witness intimidation, and I wish I could say I was joking, but no, no, I am not. You could, in fact, get in legal shenanigans trouble for, having Alrighty. And we will be covering all of the glue smudges. I am thinking of that currently, and there we go. Like I said, a lot of this is trial and craft error is basically all it is, and you trying to figure out what works and how to do it. So don't get, frustrated with yourself, because at first I was getting so frustrated with myself, and you just have to, like, laugh and just work with it. Go with it, just, "It didn't work there, let's try it here." It's it's all about just smiling and being okay with the crazy, and if there's one world or one thing in the world that we have all of that we need, it is the crazy. So I will be attaching this here, and we'll be, supporting the duck here. Give it a second here. It will make sense. It will all make sense. I mean, hopefully, eventually, we can all hope. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do, ba-dum-bum. No-no-no, no. Ooh. And sometimes happy accidents just happen and they turn out to work great. Yeah, I'm going to be anchoring him right there, and then I will be anchoring the other side. I have not forgotten about it. Uh, it's called ADHD. Notice everything and nothing all at the same time. Okay. Also, to note about this glue, it is very runny, and you wouldn't think so. So I have kind of over glued here. Like I said, again, be kind to yourself. Um, it's arts and crafts, and we can fix any mistake and or we can add a story that makes it totally believable that it was, a completely total on purpose, art choice and not, a catastrophe that you had to redo, which, half a dozen of one, six of the other, you still end up with a dozen. Oh, crud. I think it's losing charge on me. It's dying, Jim. We're dying out there. Now, it does have a USB, hookup, so I am going to be, just seeing if it will USB itself up for a moment as I consider what we are working. What in the name of Hades? It had to have the different kind of cord. You ridiculous butthole. I cannot with you right now. You you shall not defeat me. I will not be defeated. I can find a USB cord and charge you. Now, here's where I'm thinking we're gonna go with this as we wait for the little light guy to charge on up. Think we're gonna put some white to carry on the bubbles over here, but we're also gonna add some water, as a not so subtle hint to the, snow, which we all know was completely there. In fact, it snowed more than it has ever snowed in Snowdom, uh, if you believe, well, every meteorologist, and it was enough to track a cat, which I'm still kind of confused as to what that actually means. Uh, I didn't realize that Massachusetts was big into cat tracking. You guys, I swear to goodness, Canton made me question my sanity. Look, I have a queen. I mean, I did kinda wanna put it, but I respect the queen. I mean, I respect queen, not look, I didn't meet the queen. I'm sure she was a lovely lady. I just never really formally met her, so I don't know what she was like, but she seemed stoic and intimidating, but, I mean, guess you would have to be a queen. I mean, you're the queen. You gotta tell everyone what the hell to do. It's a tough job. I think I need to charge this more. I think we might be running out of, um, crafting time because it is charging, but I guess I can kind of give you a rundown before I end this stream. Sorry, let me put this back on charging, and I am directionally challenged, and there is only one way to plug this in, which, should not be. Alrighty. Here, let's let this cure for a minute, but I can kind of show you what I have been working on. So obviously, we do have the here for the drama. Now it's still a work in progress. I need to finish gluing back here. And all I did for that was take a popcorn package that I found at Hobby Lobby and a lot of these beads. Now, for some reason, popcorn has always fascinated me, so I do have a lot of popcorn beads now, which means there will probably be tons more accessories with popcorn. Let's see. This is another hair piece that I did. Uh, I like it. Like I said, this is when I was using the other glue, so I actually had to wait and be patient and um, there are pros and cons, like when you have to actually think ahead before you glue something down. So, let's see, you guys have seen these. I just thought they were stinking cute. I love the duckies, and then, the fact that they have the little bows, uh, you know, the juxtaposition of the evil cahoons who wear the bows and then the cuteness, struck me as funny. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and then, of course Mhm. Now, explaining out loud how long I have spent trying to recreate the body shape on this, wooden egg of Rosalind Duke's, really cute Machado in a cow onesie, thing. Look, there has been way too much time. Look, I wanna say that I'm an artist and I'm like Van Gogh, and so I wanted to spend so much time to get the bottom correct, but I realized that is all a justification for spending 3 hours looking at someone's backside and then trying to sculpt it like you're on Ghost with daggone Whoopi Goldberg. Um, so I wanna preface this with I had a great time doing Look, I thought Rosalind did a great job making Jess Machado cute, and I desperately wanted a little Jess Machado in, um, her onesie, her cow onesie with her little Crocs, which I do have curing too. Now they just look like little lumps right now, but these are gonna be her Crocs. Now I need you for a second to imagine that you're Mr. Mo, and you have come back home from church, and you have wondered what your inside cat wife has been doing, while you commune with the Almighty, and what she has been doing is recreating one of the weirdest shaped butts that she has ever seen that has deeply fascinated her. So pray for Mr. Mo. I d okay. Oh, for the love of Cheetos. Alright, I think my headphones are yelling at me that they're running out of power, um, and my camera is yelling at me too, and my husband is looking at me like, I contend still that there is something very with you. So, I am gonna end it here, as my computer or as my camera has decided to go rogue for some reason again, uh and my headphones seem to be dying. So I appreciate this first live stream. I do intend to have more live streams during the week and just random videos now that I've gotten this set up and the headsets, because that's basically um, kind of what has been the sort of stumbling block. So now that I have everything set up, in theory, I should be able to just turn this on and then uh, I will also be able to use this for days that I don't feel so great and we still have to cover trials on my first stream. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon, probably on Mornings with Mo on my other channel, Mo in the Deep End, where we cover headlines that make you question the timeline. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Actually, I'll see you tonight on Shizzy's stream. Shizzy was not. We are currently making our own edition of Twilight. Um, it's not for children. I will see you guys there at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much.